we will now move on to the Q&A segment, where we will also be joined by Associate Professor James Ang and Ms. Gladys Koh from the NUS Center for Maritime Studies. Okay, I think we have a first question of today. What will be the duration of the course? And by course, I believe this inquirer is referring to the Master of Science in Maritime Technology and Management program.
Okay, this is Gladys. I'll take on this question. The duration, the Masters of Science in Maritime Technology and Management comes in two different modes. The full-time mode, which admits international students, will be for a duration of a one-year program. So the university academic calendar starts from August every year. So it will start in August the next intake will start in August 2022, and then it will span off all the way to around June, July for 1 year duration. And for the part-time program, the duration is double the time, which is approximately about 2 years for the students to complete. And the program will require students to take on up to for a total of 7 core modules. It's all prescribed modules. There's no elective modules.
In the area of synergy with government agencies, is this restricted to only the Singaporean government, or are you looking to engage the government of other countries as well? So I believe this is pertaining to the earlier presentation by Dr. Lee. So perhaps Dr. Lee can answer this for us.
Okay, so actually, the direct answer is no. Yeah, because you see that when we look into maritime industry, actually this is the worldwide issues and also the worldwide industry. So that's why we are working closely with the Singapore government, of course, but also with some of foreign governments or agencies to certain kind of the research. For example, previously we have some communications with the embassies of the Netherlands, and also currently we are working with the Chinese government, like WTI, the Waterborne Transportation Institute. We actually just started some research with them to looking into the worldwide the port index. Okay, so and beside the government agencies, we also work very closely with foreign universities, either in China, Europe, or even in the United States. Okay, yeah, so I hope this will answer your question.
So what will be the course fee for international students? I believe we have quite a big audience today. A lot of them come from all across the world. So a very relevant question once again.
The course fees is the same for full-time or part-time mode. The listed price is 58,000 for the program, 50,000 Singapore dollars before the local goods and service tax. So because the program is relatively newly launched, the university is working on to provide some scholarship for students who come in for the first few intake. So the first intake that we had last year, we were able to secure a 10,000 scholarship for every student who enrolled into the program. So we are hoping that this year we'll be able to do something similar. So this is pending approval. So we'll release this to the audience if you're keen to know more about the course fees. So with the rebate, the course fees will work out to be about 48,000 Singapore dollars before the taxes and miscellaneous fees. And because the program is we call this a self-funded program, hence there will not be any service obligation required for international students as well, which means that you do not need to serve any bond with the Singapore government upon completion.
Yeah, can we have a few words from you regarding the industrial development in India? There's a lot of Indian participants in the audience here today as well, so hopefully you can shed some light on this topic.
Okay, honestly, we didn't do much study for the maritime problems about India, but I want to say that actually there is actually a large amount of Indian researchers in my team, and yes, for example, someone from the IT, so they actually performed quite well. Okay, in our team, especially I think their skills and techniques in programming is amazing. Yeah, but I think maybe the reason is because that India might not be that involved so much in the past in the maritime industry. But what we will foresee in the future is that as the economic development in India become better in the future, then perhaps I think we can establish some area and even some collaboration with Indian companies or government agencies in this area of research.
Yeah, would there be a high demand or probably a high requirement of AI or coding to get into the program? So I believe this will be related to the admission requirements of this master's program.
Okay, thanks Benjamin. If you look at our course modules, there are 3 or 4 that are totally devoted to technological tools. Okay, we require students to be very well trained in data analytics as well as applied programming. Use of these two combinations in order to solve real problems. And so there are 3 or 4 very technical modules that train the students on how to handle problems in a real world setting. Now, the word AI is, as Dr. Lee alluded to just now, a term that is widely used but often misinterpreted. Okay, AI coding. What actually means? I'll put it this way: when we teach applied programming, we will be focusing on Python language because that is one of the good tools to use for simulation. So when you move into real world, you are not able to formulate your objective function in a very neat and nice manner. Neither are you able to formulate your constraints in very precise mathematical equations. Okay, so very much of that depends on how you can simulate events in the real world, because the events in the real world is happening in the stochastic manner. That is what we will be teaching the students in applied programming, and coupled with that, we will also be focusing on industrial data analytics, where the students will be subjected to a high and deep training and instruction in the use of tools to mine the data, to analyze the data in order to make prescriptive, descriptive, and use and inferences to be made. So these few modules combined will equip the students with a fairly strong background technically to handle the real world problem.
I think we have come to the end of the Q&A segment. Yep. So thank you, Dr. Lee, Prof. Ang, and Gladys for helping to address the wide-ranging concerns of our audience today. On behalf of the entire NUS team, please continue to stay safe, stay positive, and never stop learning. Good night, everyone.